This is Dave Witcher, President FFL Velocity. Welcome to Weekend Warrior Podcast. And I'm laughing because we got a little funny start here. Take three here. So anyway, no, funny thing is I am actually with a great guy, a friend of mine that is building a business. He's at a VP level, Destiny, FFL Destiny. And he definitely going to write Hall of Fame this year. Committed to that. Got some bets going on. Going to have some fun with it. Grow his business. And his name is Gerry Ruffino. Say hi, Gerry.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much.
There we go.
I know. I got you. Thanks so much for having me here, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, Gerry, so tell us a little bit about just your journey. You know, I like people to kind of get to know people. So tell us a little bit about your background, like where you came from, about your family, where you're, born, raised, just a little bit of story about Gerry. Tell us a little bit about that and how you got here.
Yeah, man. So born in Mexico. Lived in Mexico until I was 9. Moved to South Florida, lived in Miami and Key West through elementary and middle school. Actually moved to Michigan and did my high school and undergrad and my master's degree.
Did you have a choice in that, or they just?
Oh man, we did have a bit of a choice. So my parents were great. So I've never seen snow in my life, so I just kind of left, right? And we're like, hey, whatever's gonna work for the family. But we were pretty young, but we went up there, family reasons, and was blessed, got a bunch of education, first generation Latino college student. I thought that a college degree was going to conquer the world. It does open up some doors, but worked in education for a while, dabbled in the supplemental insurance business. Wasn't very good at that in regards to just, I don't think systematically I was really set up for the right system. 30% comp and all those great things. And overall, went and worked in corporate America for a while, focused on, one of the largest rental car companies, did that, was pretty successful there. And life happens, man, and stayed in contact with a lot of really good friends, and ended up becoming aware of Family First Life. And about a year ago today, kind of made the leap to go full time. And it's been a heck of a ride, man.
Yeah, I remember riding you to an event in Houston. We were in the car, and I was like, Gerry, why are you not full time? I kept not pressuring him, but I just, I knew he'd do well, and he finally made that jump, and it's been great. You're married, got a little girl.
Yeah, man. I 5 years married. I have a daughter, 18 months old, Camila. She does do some social media advertising for FFL Destiny at times, but I have a fur baby, a little chocolate lab that's a pain. We still somehow, we have the whole American dream going, right? We're super, super blessed. Bought a house right before the pandemic, which was amazing. And, just every day is a blessing, man. People ask me often, how are you? I'm like, I'm blessed. And I mean that. So my daughter's the most important thing in the world to me. Anybody that knows me, I think a couple of days ago, I just sent Dave a picture of her riding her little inflatable horse or whatever that thing is. And so that's the why, man. That's why we do this.
Yeah, remind me to tell you a story about that. My mom used to do the same thing. The same thing I got.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. I'll tell you about it. It's a little bit different, but same. Yeah. I do that with my grandbabies. So it's cool. Yeah,
it's the best, man.
I know it's hard to believe, but no, I do. Yeah, it is. We are blessed, super blessed. I think we're blessed to be here at FFL at this time, this place, with everything we got, the high comp, the leads, just everything, really.
Dude, it was pretty eye-opening, right? And it just made me realize that, if you work hard and you realize that you have to have the right vehicle. There's a lot of people in the insurance business that unfortunately just don't have the right vehicle, and they end up bouncing and going somewhere else. But if you have the right vehicle and you have the right work ethic, nobody should tell you what your worth is except for yourself.
Yeah. And he was in a rental car business kind of thing. And, it's without saying names and stuff, it was just one where, some college kids come out, they do well and, come up in management programs and stuff like that to give you a kind of idea there. But, he was looking for something, right? And, he was watching some friends, Eric and, Ron, myself, and we were driving the meeting. He saw some stuff, and then it was a short period of time later, he came on full time. But the one thing about Gerry is he's a servant leader. And what I mean by that is, like, every time I put a text out or, maybe a group thread or a phone call, whatever it might be, he's always the guy who steps up. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I can tell them to jump off a bridge, I'm gonna do it. And I think for me, that was the way. That's my heart. So we connect in that way. Like, Sean. I mean, I always said if he told me to jump off a bridge, I would do it. Right? He's not gonna do that. But my point is, I think that's a big thing. He has a servant heart, not afraid of hard work. Some of the struggles you had, some things you learned last year, you're gonna do better this year.
Dave, I'll be honest, man. There were a lot of things that I learned in the last year. So, when you go from a corporate business and a 9 to 5 per se, and you are now the business, you think that the first thing was freedom, right? And there is a heck of a lot of freedom, but freedom doesn't mean time off. And I had to learn that lesson quickly. Like if I wanted to, if I had family in town and my family needed me to do this, obviously they're my priority, but it didn't require me to take 2 days off to do such a thing, right? That was just me saying, hey, I'm my own boss. I can do that. So parts of it was just my consistency last year. I realized I go back and think about what I did last year, and I focused on things that I couldn't control in regards to trying to build people up, and I wanted it for people more than they wanted it for themselves at times, and that was that brought me down sometimes. So I think it's first year it's going to be the hardest, no matter what, right? Because you don't have any your advance is just your advance. You don't have any back end money coming in. You haven't really built anything. So I learned a lot, Dave. I learned a lot about being a business owner. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about the lack of accountability I had for myself at times. And I realized there were moments where at the end of the day, I asked myself if my team or my group did what I did today, would we grow or would we go backwards? And there were a few days where we would go backwards in my response. And that was enough for me to realize that we have some major changes to make. So we're excited, man. I'm excited about and it's not just because of the new year, but it's nice in business when we're kind of hitting the reset button every year, and what you did last year is great and all that, and we're gonna think about it and we're gonna applaud you for it, but we're gonna move forward because we can't live in the past. We're gonna continue to move forward, and like your logo is, we're gonna do it at a ferocious and velocity type of pace. So we want to make sure we do that.
Yeah, and velocity type pace. I mean, that's the name we picked. I think that's the thing, and we got to keep moving, right? We're gonna have people that you mentioned that we want it more for them. We can't. I mean, we do, and I do a lot of times. Like I just want people to win, and there's that tough love part. I think one of the things we did was we, had those conversations. Move them to another leader if need to. Maybe they can get them going a little bit better, whatever the case may be. I think we got to figure it out. We want everybody to win. We don't want them leaving. We want to make money here, and sometimes just people need seasoning. They just need time. We have great systems. People have to plug in. So, what are here's the funny thing. So, people will watch this and they're like, "Is FFL real?" We're talking about the money, like. It's like these other people and different companies and IMOs, whatever. And they're like, is that real? Yeah, it's real, dude. Like, we work hard, things like that. With everything going on too, you talked about a couple things. I just want you to hit on there. Talk about, how time off can hurt you. We're not telling you can't take a day with your wife or your kids or, go to church on Sunday. That's not the thing. I mean, you choose how you want to run your business, but let's just be real. CEOs of companies that run their own companies work differently than people that are middle managers. They work different than the guy just starting. They just do. That's why they're CEOs. So the question becomes, if you want to come here and build a massive organization, you want to become a integrity party, things like that, there's going to take more work. It just is. It's not going to do it. But going through that, what are some advice you give to a new agent that's just getting started? Maybe some things you learned. Hey, I wouldn't do this. Like I do this. And talk about, you're talking to a new agent, how they can get started fast and go do what you did. Like, what are some things that you would share?
Yeah. So, obviously there's a lot there. So first of all, with time off, guys, it's funny, Dave. I shared this with some folks yesterday, but I'm not a big get up early kind of guy, right? So I just wasn't for a long time, and I realized I need to do that. And we shared, it was a recent post that Dave just made, but, we got Jake Conan and Easton Patton shared this. And, dude, if you get up 2 hours earlier every day, right, in the next 5 years, you're gaining 152 days. So imagine, right, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but if Dave gets up, which he does, he gets up, 2, 3 hours earlier than most humans, he's gaining so many more days. So you got to treat it like a job, and your boss is yourself, right, Dave? So every time you want to take time off, just realize that if you were working for a 9 to 5 and they told you to be there from, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., you would do that because you need the hourly pay. You got to do the same thing here. Just because, you're your own boss and you have a little bit more freedom doesn't mean that you can just show up to the office, 8, 9, 10. You're just costing yourself so much. And I say that, guys, because I did it, right? And I know that that's what cost me the opportunity to not only hit Hall of Fame, but really what cost a lot of people on the team, because you see your team's going to follow what you do, and they're gonna do what you do. And if I'm not in the office and I'm not on FFL dials and I'm not leading from the front, then they don't see me up there, and they don't necessarily see that I'm selling a lot. They're not going to want me to lead them. So I asked Jay Conan this last night at dinner. I said, hey, Jay, this is where we're at. This is what we do. We have this great team here. We're out here running our power travel trip. What do you recommend I do to get the team going? And he said, you need to hit Hall of Fame. He didn't give me, that's all I needed, man. He said, you need to hit Hall of Fame. Mic drop, right? Like, it was like, you take a punch to the gut, because that's a reality check. And I think a lot of people in our business need a reality check. So time off can really, really set you back very quickly. Momentum is a real thing, right? So I think about it in sports, right? Steph Curry goes out and shoots, makes 10 threes a night. He doesn't, practice the next 2 weeks, 10 days, and he tries to come back, and, he may still remember a little bit, but he's still going to be a lot rustier than if he just kind of kept going. So that's a big component for me. The second thing that you talked about, Dave, is the whole FFL not being real thing. I don't get it where people come up with that. I'll be honest with you, Dave. I listen to, I see the social media posts, and I see people that just say that we're not real. And my only thing to them is come listen to us. Like, come spend a day with Dave Richard and tell me what's not real about him. Right? Come spend a day with Sean Mike and tell me what's not real about that. You don't think we have the highest comp? Show us one that's higher, right? And if you mysteriously have one, I promise you we'll raise our right? Like, I mean, show me magical leads that all know that you're gonna call them and they're guaranteed to buy from you. Like, there's just no such thing. All there is hard work. And if you have the right vehicle, you can really expedite that result and what you're gonna end up doing. So, my challenge to people that don't think this is real is don't just listen to what other people are saying. Come give it a try for yourself. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, then, it didn't work out. So I just see way too many people at FFL winning, and I want to be part of that winning culture. That's really important to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And it's exciting. You have a big year ahead in front of you. You got some great people. People are growing, things like that. What are some things that you're doing to help people get started fast? We had talked about that earlier. We're going to do some other videos on that. But what are some things you've seen, the people that have come in, they're doing well, that you did that helped, and that might help some people?
Yeah, dude. So one of the things I realized is when you reach out to somebody and you talk to somebody, it's not just, we don't have to beg anybody to come to Family First Life. The reality is we don't need to, because we have such a great platform and such a great vehicle that when you're meeting with somebody in the beginning, okay, when they're interested in coming on, it really is a two-way street. It has to make sense for them, and it has to make sense for you. And being very, very transparent, especially if they've never been in this industry before, about what things are, how you get paid, right? How advances work, how chargebacks work, how, what realistic investments you need to make into your business, what the integrity factor is, if they want to, they want to learn kind of what potential end goal is in regards to where you can take your business. And you have all those conversations up front, right? Hey, look, Dave, you want to come to our business? Perfect. This is what you need to plan. You need to plan on having $500 in money set aside for leads. You need to have some money set aside for E&O insurance, right? You need to make sure that you can pay for your actual license. We'll pay for the course, right? It's $250. So you don't have to worry about that. But you do have to make sure that you have all those expectations set out so there's no surprises when people are going through licensing and contracting. Once you get your license, right, the first thing I'll tell you is do your fingerprints before you book your test, right? That way when you pass your test, boom, you're ready to get going right away. Right? Submit it to your state, and now we just wait till the state approves you, right? Once you're approved, right, we're going to get you through HCMS. We're going to make sure that you get that link right away. We're going to make sure you go through Assurance Bit. We're going to make sure you go through boot camp. We're going to make sure that, your mentor, your coach, your upline is there to assist you any step of the way, right? We're going to make sure that we do a lead strategy meeting. What does that look like? Hey, show me your budget. Let's see what works best for you. Let's see what area of the United States you're in. Right. The good news about the leads is that we have leads everywhere, nationwide. Doesn't matter. We have way more than enough leads. Right. We'll show you ways where you can get on work spots and actually get discounts on leads, which is ridiculous. If you're not on work spots and you're with Family First Life, contact your coach, mentor, upline, and ask, what is work spots? I need to get on that ASAP. Right. It's like a freaking discount code all day long. Right. Discount book or whatever they call those things. So. The most important thing, Dave, is we want people to go from licensing to contracting to writing. And we want to make sure that we're being very efficient in getting people to actually write business. Because if they don't write business, they don't make money, right? And they don't protect families. And at the end of the day, a lot of folks that come into FFL want to make money. And there's an easy, fast way of doing it. You don't need to wait for every carrier in the world to approve you, right? I mean, my first weekend, I had 2 carriers, Dave. I'm sorry, I had 3 carriers. I had Prosperity, I had AmAm, and I had AIG. Part-time, had no clue what I was doing. Okay? And the reason we can do that is because we have really good carriers. So it's just, we want to move faster. We want to make sure that people are making money. We want to make sure that we're a resource to those folks. But at the end of the day, me personally, I can tell you, I will give you my all. I know Dave Witcher is going to give you his all. I know Ron Miller and Eric Amati, they're going to give you their all. Chad Wicks, your truck, he's going to give you your all, right? But if you're not willing to put in the work, we can't do it for you.
Yeah, and that's a great bunch of guys right there that you want to be a part of. So you want to reach out to Gerry, you want to get to work. So as we wrap this up, 1 or 2 last comments. Why they want to come work with you? Your goals this year, anything you want to share, and then tell them how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, brother. So, there are a million, let me rephrase that. There are hundreds of amazing people, thousands of amazing people with FFL. And I think the most important part for you is that you connect with somebody that you feel like you can reach out to and go ahead and do that. Okay. For me, what I can offer you, man, is I believe that anybody that comes to FFL Destiny, the first thing they need to have is a servant heart and a servant mind. You gotta want to help. You gotta want to help people. Okay, you gotta be able to hold yourself accountable, right? And none of us are perfect, and we continue to help you any way, shape, or form that we can do that. Okay. Second, as far as goals are, right? I mean, I personally will write Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. Okay. The reason I say that is because I understand the value. It's not about me making money. It's leading from the front. Okay. And honestly, that's probably a really low goal because I think we can crush that by the summer if we just put our heads down and go to work. We have a super talented team, and we have great leaders and mentors in the organization that help us every step of the way. So, follow us on social media, guys. I mean, we're really trying there. We're trying to keep up with Dave's post. I know he posts probably 100 times a day. I'm trying to at least get to 99. Be right there with him. So FFL Destiny, we're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, and obviously we're on Facebook. Reach out to me if there's anything that I can do. If you're a current FFL agent and you just feel like you need some guidance, it doesn't matter what team you're on, guys. What matters is that we help you be successful, because if you're successful, that means we're protecting families, and those families don't have to go to a GoFundMe page or something like that. You know, one thing that I do, Dave, that I've started to do a lot lately is when I start getting down because maybe that day is not going so well, I literally go to GoFundMe.com and I go to the memorial page, and literally brings tears to my eyes when I see like pictures of families that are struggling. like legit. And then it makes my problems because I got no showed maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times that day, or I didn't get a sale or whatever, seem like nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
And that man, that's the reset right there for me.
How they get a hold of you, bro?
Yeah, man. My cell phone is 512-992-4584. You can also email us at Jerry with a G at ffldestiny.com.
Yeah, that's good stuff what you shared there. And I think that's what we have to do is keep reality. There's always somebody's got it worse, right? But you have a great opportunity here at FFL. You can see the heart and you listen to Jerry. You want to be part of that team. Reach out to him. Please subscribe FFL or Family First Life Velocity on our YouTube page, all our different things out there, Velocity, Facebook, Instagram, all that. We'd love to have you follow us. We want to get good information out. So anything we do for you here for you. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Mike, our great company. If you're not a part of FFL and you're in insurance, like Eric, like I said, use a calculator because not surely what you're thinking. So make way more money here, doing the same work, have leads, go call on people, see people that need what what you're asking for. He talks about GoFundMe. A lot of that has to do with life insurance, and so it's another reason why that's a good thing to do. You should share that in a group. I think it's smart. Just realize other people need us and what they truly need us. They fill out the form. We need to go see them. So National Convention's coming up. Make sure you register, fflconvention.com. It's not too late. We already have about 15,000 registered. We're going to probably have 20,000 people there. It is free. So if you're watching, we don't charge that like your companies do. We don't charge your accounts, make you in debt for it. We're just saying, hey, look, get a hotel room. I don't care if you got to sleep in the stadiums, like I say. You want to get there, you're going to hear some of the best, 130 plus speakers at least. We can actually put that many Hall of Famers up there. It's going to be crazy. Well over 100 people wrote Hall of Fame this year, which means over 400,000 made. A lot of them, we have $1 million producers and crazy stuff. So just a lot of growth. We're going to do $1 billion this year. So come join us. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks so much.